Hi everyone. I haven't made a video for so long now. To be honest with you, I just haven't really felt called. Well, two things. My laptop actually stopped working, and I'm kind of on a temporary one now. And on my iPad, I don't know, videos just. I feel like your eyes go off on weird angles even more than on the laptop. And I just didn't really have anything to record. But I did want to share, I kind of wanted to do a brief summary, but I wanted to share a couple of visions to begin with that I had quite a few years ago now. And I also wanted this tied into something else that I just wanted to talk to people about and see if the same is happening for them. Yeah, I had some visions a few years ago, and I used to get a lot of visions, a lot. But then I will be honest, my spiritual practice was really, really good. I was doing stuff. Oh, Lila wants to come say hi. I was doing something almost every day when it came to spiritual stuff, be it yoga, meditation, sometimes a few hours a day. And I was crazy connected, and I was having a lot of experiences. And then I feel the past few years I've been a lot more grounded and actually a lot more stable. I feel my energy is more balanced, it's more stable. The experiences in my life, I've kind of manifested all the things that I wanted to manifest. Obviously they can be bigger and they can be better, but I've manifested them all to a level where I don't really feel, like I'm desperately needing for anything. So in that sense, everything's really great, but I do feel like I struggle to get into those very connected places, or those very high vibrational frequencies where you just feel your heart is really open, you just feel bliss and you're radiating and you kind of glow. I really feel like I've been out of those energies for a few years now. It is really what I'm trying to work at the moment. Is now I've kind of done all my shifting and my shadow work and my not that we stopped doing that, but I had to do a lot of that, and now I've kind of gotten the things that I was trying to achieve. I feel like I'm come quite far away from being really heart-centered, and that was probably for a reason, because I needed to go down that journey to really master things like assumption, mental diet, but they are quite mental, and I feel when I'm doing them a lot, I'm not heart-centered. So as with everything in life, I feel there's a balance, and I think I just weighed a bit too far one side. I now need to kind of come back to the center. But yeah, I was having a lot more visions and things happen to me on a daily basis. And I do remember some quite profound ones. And I just thought that in this time we're in right now, they would be quite appropriate to share. I actually forgot all about them, because when I had them, they seemed incredibly crazy and weird and so unlikely that I just pushed them to the side and never gave them any more thought. And then recently they've come off my head a couple of times, and sorry, just clicking that. And I guess they don't sound so crazy anymore. So the first one, it wasn't even really a vision. I was on the underground and I was walking to catch my tube. And so it was a real scene, but my scene actually shifted around me. And there was a guy with a megaphone, and he was saying, "Come on, everyone, this way." And everyone was just following, and everybody was walking this one direction. And I knew that they were walking to their death. I just knew it. And I was like, "No, everyone, what are you doing? Just turn around. No one's making you go this way. You can all just turn around and walk this way." And no one would listen to me. They were just following this guy on the megaphone as if they had no choice. But at any point, it was really apparent that they could just turn around and walk the other way. And I was walking the other way through all these people. And it was like kind of swimming through a sea of people. And it was very profound. I've had a lot of visions over the years, and that one just really shook me up a bit afterwards. And it was a very strong one. And then like a couple of nights later, I think it was, I had this vision a few times too, where they're just weren't many people left, and we had to kind of try and create a new earth from what was left. Obviously at the time I just even though I have had like predictive visions and dreams, I guess I just pushed those aside because they just seemed really crazy, and I just thought, oh, just, I don't know, just some random thing that I've just seen. But I guess they just keep dropping back into my mind now, and I felt like I should share them. And it was really important to note that it was never forced to follow the guy on the megaphone. It was completely optional, and at any point people could turn around and say, no, thank you. And they could just simply walk the other way. And I really feel this is happening right now. And yeah, I also feel, you know, I think a lot of us have had some kind of mental, trauma is a strong word, but I think it's affected all of us. And I think a lot of us didn't realize that, you know, I've had kind of an amazing year, really. Like I said, I've done a lot of the things that I've really wanted, and manifested a lot of things that I've really wanted to manifest. But then I didn't even realize until quite recently, you know, how it has affected me, just that feeling of being so restricted and in your head, because you feel, how can you make a plan when you don't know what's coming next? How can you start a business when you don't know if you're going to be able to open it or be forced? You know, how can I go and see my connection in another country? You know, all these things have really put me a lot more into my head and a lot less into my heart. And I think a few of my friends who are kind of on a spiritual journey have recently said similar things, you know, that they realize they've been more affected by this than they kind of realized, because although we've not been living in fear, we've not had anxiety and things like that, we've still been affected on some level, or I think a lot of people have. I know I have, when I'm honest with myself. And I was thinking the other day as well that because meetings haven't been, you know, we haven't been able to go to those big spiritual meetings where you meet with new people and you're connecting to new people. And we've had this thing where they've been trying to keep everybody apart. The same distance as our heart radiates apart from one another. And I feel that there's something very, very powerful when we get together and we share energy and we lift one another. I almost feel like there's this glass ceiling now, and you sort of can't really push through it and get into those higher energies. And I don't know if anybody else has had the same experience, but I used to get into bliss state all the time. I used to just feel, yeah, that radiating bliss. And yeah, I wouldn't stay there all the time, and yeah, I'd come back down and whatever, but I just feel like I struggle to get into that place at all recently. And I do think part of it is that, you know, we haven't been doing those gatherings so much with new people and all sharing our energy. And I think because everybody's been off isolated and in their own little groups, that almost everyone's gotten a bit worn down. So we're not really bringing that energy. I know I'm not bringing my energy to the table, you know, and it does really have that feeling like we're not sharing it with one another in the same way that we used to. And I really think we're like a network, you know, we're all connected, and we can kind of boost one another up and lift one another by sharing our energy with one another. And that's something I've really noticed. I don't know about everybody else, like how's everybody been feeling? And you know, how have you managed to stay really heart-centered in this period? I'd love to hear feedback from people, and you know, what's been happening with everyone. And yeah, I'll come back soon. But have a good night, everyone. I just wanted to jump on because I thought it's been a long time, so I'm still here.